Hello everyone. I know you're here for DeFi, but a quick update on the game we're building. So we have an item system now, so we can have different items and will later be NFTs. And every item you can also upgrade already. So for example, for the bow, you can upgrade the damage and unlock the double shot skill. Yeah, but now to the main topic, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's kill this spiky guy here quickly. And you can download the game already, iOS and Android, in the App Store under the name Craft Hunter. So, but now to the main topic. What is mSol? mSol is made by Marinate Finance, and it's actually just a very clever token, which is pegged to Sol. So what happens here, if I go to Marinate Staking, I can put my Solana in here. I get a little bit less mSol than I put Sol in, because what they do is I give them my Solana, they stake it for the normal 6% APY, and then what they do is they have like some kind of buyback program which always like increases the price of mSol every epoch. So every 3 days the price of mSol increases a little bit to the value to Solana. So let's try putting this in here. So I put 1 Solana in, and I should be getting 0.95 mSol for that. So I get my transaction here. And yeah, you should know that in the last video I showed you what staking is. And there we can get 6% per year. So a little bit in every 3 days. What this means is it's basically almost riskless. So, and now we will go more and more layers deep, and I will show you and explain you how risky it becomes the further more layers you go down in the risk levels. So the first risk level we go now is we transfer our SOL into mSol, which makes us basically dependent on whatever Marinate Finance does with this token. So they say it's pegged, and it's also, they have a team behind it, and it all looks good. But still, it's a risk. Like whatever happens to this price is basically we are dependent on what Marinate does. So, but now we have our mSol, and now let's see what we can do with this mSol that we just got. So one of the things I want to show you is Francium. So what you can do here, they have all these different pools and liquidity providing, and let's see, for example, what we can do with this. We can put our mSol here, for example, into a pool mSol USD, which means I take half USDC and half mSol, put it in a pool, and against this pool other people can trade, and I get parts of the trading fees. As you can see here, the returns are 1000%, which already tells you that there is a risk, because everything, as we already learned, above 6% is risky. There are many risks to this. One of them is, for example, I use here 3 times leverage, which already means like I can get liquidated. When the price goes up or down a lot, I get liquidated, all my stuff is gone. So what we will do here is we pick one of the safer ones. So here we have a pair from mSol, Sol, and I remove the leverage. Here you can see, like if I put leverage, let's say I put it to 3, I pay already 15% borrow fee. So when my rewards go below 15%, I already lose. So I put it to 1, and now we see here I get 9% APY. So now I can click here on farm, and I can see here my the leverage slider. I can put it up and down. I can put the stuff in. And here I can see I get trading fees and yield farming. And now you wonder, what is this? So why would I get rewards? So to find that out, we go a little bit deeper. So for example, what you can do is you can go to Radium and just provide your half of your mSol and your Sol into a pool, as I already said, and then you get these rewards. So the top pools in Radium, let's see here, we have mSol Sol, we get 5%. So this is not super risky, but we are already in the risk of having mSol, which is a little bit of risk. And now we like put it into a pool, which gives us the risk of impediment loss, impermanent loss, or you could also call it, here they call it divergence loss. So what this means is when one of the assets in the pool increases by a lot or decreases by a lot, I lose some of my stuff that I have in the pool. So for example, if the price doubles of one of the parts in the pool, like say I have USDC and Solana goes up 100%, then I basically lose 6% of what I put in. Which means here, if I put it in the pool and mSol loses all its value, I lose. In this case, mSol and Sol should always be almost the same, but let's say I go to BTC mSol. And here you can see it gives me 16%, which means the risk is already a little bit higher because mSol could fail, or the difference between BTC and Sol could go up a lot, and then it would also lose a bit. So the thing is, but if you go to a Francium and you use one of these farms here, you can see that it's actually not happening on Francium directly, but what they do is they just offer you a nice UI to put your money into an Orca double dip pool. And what that means is it actually just triggers something on this page, which is the Orca exchange. And they have this double dips. And how I understand it is, first of all, you have this normal liquidity pair. But if you, for example, offer liquidity for Atlas USDC, Atlas is some kind of gaming currency from a game that isn't released yet, so I don't know, I wouldn't put too much stuff in that. But what it does, it promises you 50% APR, which means you get this Atlas token if you put money in. So you get 30 Atlas for $1,000 that you put in. And in many of these other pools, if we, for example, go to the mSol Sol one, you can see that we get this Orca token as a reward on top, which is nice. It's kind of a liquidity mining system that they have. So basically it means you give them your money and they give you your useless token, which doesn't really do anything that you can sell immediately. I mean, the Orca token, they say it has some functionality, like you can use it to swap, and it has liquidity pool stuff. But actually what it is in the end is they just give you this token that they created themselves, and the price will go down over time because they just give it out in the pools all the time. So here we can, for example, look at the Orca token. It went up a lot in the beginning, and now it's slowly breeding out because it's basically just an incentive for you to put your money in there, which is a system that's very proven, works well, and it's nice for everyone. But I wouldn't like buy this token now and hope for it to go up, because there's really no reason for it to go up. But for these rewards, it's super nice. Like my experience is with this, I put a little bit of Sol in there with the Shadow token together. Like there's this farm, Shadow Sol, and I had it in there for a few days. The page is a little bit slow. I had it in there for a few days and made like 10%. So I think it was, if I take mSol out here and click on Sol, I should see it. So this Shadow Sol token, it was promising 2000% at a time, now it's already at 200. And if you go in with the 3 times leverage, you already have a borrow fee of 34%. And if now the APR goes even lower and the Shadow token like halves in price, then you may even lose on these trades if you leave your stuff in there too long. But if you have it for a short while, you can, for example, make 0.3% a day. So in 3 days, you already make 1%. So it can be very worthwhile, but you have to keep in the risk in mind. Especially here. Like let's see at all the layers that we have. Like first we did, we stake our stuff, it's almost risk-free. Then we put it in marinate, so we are layer 2. They stake it for us. We get the mSol token, which increases in value over time, which they promise and probably works. Now we go to Francium here. Francium, like if the website goes down, you basically have no chance to get your stuff back. So that's layer 4. Then what happens is they send you to Orca double dip. And if Orca like rug pools you because they remove the pools, like recently happened with Soulfire, for example, then you might lose all your money. And you have the layer of that you have this divergence in price, where you can even lose when you put your stuff in the pools. But anyway, I don't want to sound like super pessimistic. It's still super nice. Like, for example, if you don't speculate too much, you put your leverage low, and you get the 60% here, then even if the shadow token drops by another 90%, you could probably still be in profit. Like if the price drops by 80%, you should probably lose 25% on your holdings, but you might still get 50%, so it might be that you're still winning. So yeah, I would only recommend this for things that you would want to hold anyway. For example, for this mSol Sol pool that we saw before, because like it doesn't matter which of them we hold, and we can get the rewards on top, the trading fees, and we may get another 9%. So which means the mSol token will appreciate by 6%, and we still get 9% on the pool, and they should be always the same value. So I think this is pretty safe. So I will put my Sol in this one. So my personal risk tolerance is actually already reached here at the mSol Sol pair with the Orca double dip and all that stuff. I will stick to staking, but of course you want to see how it works. So I will put our mSol into this mSol USD farm, and then after 1 month I will show you how it turned out. And this is maybe quite complicated to understand, so I will try my best to explain it. So you can put your mSol here, or I want to put everything in. Then here on the top I can see how it would look like after 30 days. I said I would put the stuff in for 30 days, so you can see how it turned out in the end. We're currently at 3 times leveraged. I would usually go to 1 maximum because it's already risky to even put it in here. I already had problems taking it out when the Sol was congested. But anyway, we go for full leverage here, and I will show you the possible returns that you may get. It's very important to pick which asset you want to borrow if you're leveraging. If you borrow USDC, it means I put half my Sol in, and I borrow the rest in USDC, which basically gives me a long position on Solana. As you can see here, if the Solana price now drops by another 44% to 55, I would get liquidated, which you can see here, the kill buffer is 16%. But if I borrow mSol instead, I would get liquidated if Solana goes over 160 USDC. And since I'm bullish on Solana, I would borrow the other thing. Here you can see I would get more actually if Solana drops in price, except if it drops by a lot, then I would also lose everything. So it's quite important to see what you're borrowing. You can also borrow both assets and say 50-50, and then you have something like a more flat curve. It's like a little bit less risky maybe. Only get liquidated with if Solana drops to $17. But even that can happen, like everything can happen. Solana could go to 14, so never borrow to speculate. Maybe we do this. We do 50-50 borrow, looks very unrisky, and if Solana goes up, it's good, and if it goes a lot down, then it's okay. So we go for farm. Maybe I don't have enough Solana now in the wallet, might be a bit annoying. So I opened this position now. So now we have our mSol that we got from Marinade, and now we put it into the Francium USDC Sol pair, and we should theoretically get now 50 cent every day, about 360 every week, and so on. And I will update you in a month how it turned out. Let's hope our Solana doesn't drop below $17, and then we should be fine. See you in a month. If you're interested, if you make a Coinbase account with the link I post into the description, then I get $10, you get $10, and you can watch these little videos here to get even more. So you can watch a video about Fetch AI, you get $3. You can watch a video about AMP, get another 3, and so on. So just click on the link and let's get some Bitcoin.